GAI World Conference is quickly becoming one of the most influential conferences, specifically around AI. The quality of the conversations, the depth of knowledge here, the attendees makes this an amazingly valuable conference to go to. You learn a lot.
When you think and hear about the news about AI and generative AI, of course there'll be people who overinvest. Of course there'll be people who are going to lose money. Of course there'll be things that don't work. Nothing is 100%. But beware of averages, because we're really talking about two populations. We're talking about the leaders that are moving ahead faster, and then the rest. And if you haven't been to AI land, you don't know the language, you don't know the customs, you don't know how it works. So do not listen to the average.
Everybody is willing to talk to one another and is willing to share their specific use cases on how they're using AI. And I think that's a big difference from past years where people wondering how they use AI to this year where it's we are using AI, how do we use AI better?
The change is going to occur through termites, not tornadoes. What we're seeing across industry after industry, job after job, is a hollowing out of what people actually do.
The GAI World Conference brings a tremendous value to the industry, bringing together thought leaders, practitioners, vendors, students, job seekers, the whole ecosystem together to collaborate and move the AI era forward.
This conference, I'm finding, is really focused on some of the insights and best practices that people are experiencing. I think has been unique about this conference is that for the first time, I'm hearing more people really talking about the human side of the future of AI.
So nice to hear about Gen AI on the internet, but here is where I get insights on what's actually working in the real world and what's not. And as a co-founder myself, I think those insights are super critical.
Another prediction from last year was open source models are going to eat the lunch of closed source models. We don't think so because CapEx is such a differentiator for these closed source models, and the scaling laws of hardware are so important. We are close to 2 million large language models, and the vast majority of those new models are open source models. But yet, when we look at the leaderboards, you see that the closed source models are still in the lead.
One of the most outstanding hallmarks of this conference is the fact that the smaller form factor allows us to have meaningful, longer conversations.
We saw token consumption going up when we trained the members of Blue Cross Blue Shield in Michigan. But what's counterintuitive is when you look at the graph is the actual usage per user went down. Token usage went up. In May of this year, we started engaging agents. Tokens going up 50x. So we went 3 million tokens last year in September 2024, and this month alone, it's 150 million tokens.
One of the most interesting things for me was the Women in AI breakfast that happened this morning. We had a couple hundred women talking about all sorts of aspects of the AI ecosystem and thinking about it from a human-centric approach, thinking about it from an AI literacy approach, thinking about the next generation. It was a really invigorating conversation.
So just like I use generative AI to summarize and learn what's going on, GAI World is a human equivalent of that.